Last episode, the Marshall Thundering Herd lost their starting quarterback for the remainder of the season as Cole Pennington went down with a broken collarbone. Cole Pennington has been our starter ever since we started this series for 3 seasons now, and now he will end his career. In his senior year, he was having a very, very good season. 22 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, the best ratio he's had as our starter. But we got some more bad news. Behind him, the quarterback of the future, Courtney Lyles, was suited to be the starter as well, going into next season at least. Well, now that is in question because he goes out with a broken collarbone. Will this inhibit his skills and his ability to develop? Insert quarterback number 3, DeAndre Hendricks, who was recruited along with Courtney Lyles in our first recruiting class. He's been the backup to Cole Pennington. Even last year, he was the backup, forgoing his freshman year of eligibility. And now he is a sophomore, a true sophomore, and finally gets his opportunity to play. The difference with Hendricks and Lyles is that Hendricks can move, but he is a little limited with his passing ability. He's maxed out with his throw power. We know he is a pretty accurate quarterback, but he does not protect the football well, and he's not very durable. So we do need to make sure we run an offense that is more suited to his skill set, and that's more of kind of a pro-style offense. As you can see right there on that throw, his throw power is definitely a lot weaker than what we're used to. So we need to make sure that we time up routes, make sure we get our guys the ball in space, but not those quick short screen passes we're used to throwing, because Hendricks cannot get rid of the ball quickly. He needs some extra time for that ball to get to his receivers. To add on to that, we had 3 other injuries in that game last episode. Starting with our starting quarterback, Amir Foster, his senior year is done. So he will be replaced by now Maxwell Odum on the outside. And then we will also see some cornerbacks move around. We also lost our starting left guard in Jalen Slappy, but this is maybe the least of our worries because we have a pretty good guard behind him in redshirt freshman Keon Kennedy, who was the starter initially, but he did lose his spot because he was getting a lot of holding calls early on in the season. We are right now in second place in the Big 12. The West Virginia Mountaineers have already earned their spot in the Big 12 title game. So they go into their last game of the year really just coasting and not really playing their starters too much. But they are still fighting for a playoff spot as well. They want that spot in the college football playoff as well as the Big 12 title game. But they need to make sure they are healthy going into next week, because they could be facing their rival in us, the Thundering Herd. So let's check out their final game of the season. They are going on the road and facing the Cyclones, who we lost to, and here is Dylan Lee picking up right where he left off from our game, getting into the end zone, making it 7-0. His backup comes into the game now in the second quarter and scores right before halftime in West Virginia. We've already seen last week they struggled versus UCF, and now look at them again, down 21-0 in the third quarter. But West Virginia is a comeback team. Here is a kickoff in the third quarter, and this will be taken all the way to the crib for a touchdown, 21-7. That lead is erased, but is it enough here in the fourth quarter as West Virginia tries to come back down by 10, a 4th and 4, and Marshall throws that one to his tight end who cannot hold on, and they will lose their final game of the season, dropping 2 of their final 3 games heading into conference championship week. So here we go. Can Marshall punch their ticket into the Big 12 title game? And we're going to have a pretty big challenge in this one. Utah is an okay team, but this team is going to be knowing going into this game that we are on upset alert, because they could ruin our season pretty much, because who thought we would have a chance to compete for a Big 12 title right away coming from the Sun Belt. So 5-6 Utah will kick this off for senior day here for Marshall, as it's a sold-out crowd to see their Thundering Herd punch a possible ticket into the conference championship game. DeAndre Hendricks comes out for the first time as a starting quarterback in this series. And we know what he can do with his legs, but can he do it with his arm? The first play of the game is a screen pass out to senior Baron McFadden, who loses 6 already. That's a big hit on him. He gets to start today at running back for senior day. On the first pass of the game, it's intercepted by the defense. Let's take another look. He was looking for Hashim Banagu, who had an excellent release, but then it was just miscommunication. He stops his route, and Hendricks throws it right to the defense. So here is Isaac at quarterback this time. A quarterback keeper to start the next drive. And there is another senior here on senior day. Jacarius Clayton getting the start at defensive end. And he gets the tackle for loss. 2nd and 14. Play action fake. More pressure. The other senior, Peloni Franklin, gets to the quarterback. He's having an excellent year as we switched him over to that rush defensive tackle position. 3rd and very long. A throw across the middle. Nicholas Reed is there for the tackle, and we do get them to settle for 3. A little bit of a different look here to start the next drive. Here is some motion and a throw to Aiden Steinfeld. Pistol formation here for a 3rd and 8. Utah sends pressure. Here's a throw to the right side. That's a completion to the senior Trey Allen, who has been our primary slot guy, leading us in touchdowns, yards, and catches. Here's McFadden, this time breaking a tackle, getting free to the outside, pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line for his longest run of the year. Look at this play here, a little option, pitching it out to Allen. He has space, can't make a man miss, but he does pick up 8. As you can see, we can do a little bit of a different type of offensive look here. Here's a throw out to left side. That is caught. Santana. They say he's out at the 1. Goal to go now. It gets to a 3rd and goal. Hendricks rolls. He will score. Touchdown. 89 speed is different than what we've had at quarterback. And he makes it a 7-3 game with his legs on that drive. As here we go back on defense. Peloni Franklin with the pressure. Here's a throw out to left side, and that is a nice tackle by Maxwell O'Doon playing on the left side of the defense. 3rd and 6 now. Draw play, and we turn the running back inside, and we do get the stop. Keyshawn Lamont, who was on the ground, just gets up and makes a tackle. So here we go here in the 2nd quarter. Here's a play action fake to McFadden. Throw into the sideline is Hendricks. He doesn't have the arm to get it there. It's intercepted. Take it all the way back to the 17-yard line. And that's what I'm talking about. He does not have the strong arm that Pennington had, so we cannot make those same type of throws with him. So Utah has another short field to go on this drive. Here is a handoff, this time up the middle to Dijon Stanley, who picks up a few yards on that carry. 3rd and 3, back to Stanley. He has space and makes a man miss. Jason Keener, the freshman, touches earth. It's a touchdown. Utah answers, and they will take the 3-point lead after the turnover. So here's Hendricks now facing an all-out pressure, just lobs it up for Hashim Banagu. And a little bit of luck on that throw as Banagu was able to adjust. Here's a throw across the middle. This time it's Banagu, and he has it at the 1st down sticks. As you've noticed, Hashim Banagu has been getting more playing time. The former high school quarterback converts the 1st down. Here's another short throw. Aiden Steinfeld, he picks up the 1st down. Baron McFadden next to Hendricks, picks up the blitz this time. Here's a throw to left side. That's caught. It's Banagu again. Another catch for him on this drive. 3 so far. Inside the red zone now. Hendricks in the pocket, throwing. He's got a man. It's Trey Allen making a move. Touchdown. Trey Allen, the senior leader in this receiving room. Matter of fact, he is the only senior in the room, and it's 14-10. 4.5 minutes to go here in the 1st half. There's a big-time run by Dijon Stanley. He gets to about the 48-yard line. Across the 50 now. Here is Isaac under center. Here's a quick throw. That one is caught. A tackle by Chasen Clark, the junior, in his second game back from injury. Maybe his third game back, actually. 2nd and 3. Handoff back to Stanley. Another first down. And they will move the chains. We are switching around a lot of our defensive looks today because we need to be able to counteract kind of this run game because we have not been able to stop the run at all this year. Utah gets it inside the 10. This time pressure gets to the quarterback, and it's Peloni Franklin again. A big time hit that time on Isaac Wilson, and now it's 3rd and 13. Here's a throw short, and it's caught. But we will get them to settle for 3 on this drive. So 1st and 10 again at our own 16 to start the next drive. Here is DeJuan Whitehead around the edge. Whitehead to the 10, the 5, touchdown. They left too much time for the speed on our offense. And what do? We get it to the sophomore, DeJuan Whitehead, and he takes it all the way to end the first half. So an 8-point lead here at halftime here for Marshall. Here is the running game trying to get going here for Utah, and Stanley has stopped that time for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. Here's a stop in the backfield. Jacarius Clayton with another big tackle, along with Peloni Franklin, who has to come out of the game. 3rd and 14. Kerry Cage checks in, and he makes a stop behind the line of scrimmage. 3 straight tackles for loss, something you don't see from this defense very often. Here's a throw across the middle to start the next drive, and that's a good placement on that throw to Trey Allen, the senior. At the 49 now, play action. Hendricks trying to use his speed, but he ran out of gas that time. Either that or that defensive end is very athletic. 3rd and 16 now, running Trey Allen in motion. 5 wide receivers on the field. Here is Hendricks throwing across the middle, and he's got Jaden Gordon Jr., and he will have a first down catch on that play. The redshirt freshman, Jaden Gordon, has been very, very impressive this year. Here is Hendricks this time, rolling to the right side, this time on a 3rd and 6, and he will pick up enough yardage for the first down. Hendricks does have that silver magician ability, which allows you to have really good play action fakes. And here's a throw up to nobody, and Nick Hollins, the transfer, comes over and snags that one out of the air. He's the transfer from North Carolina, actually, at tight end. And here is the handoff to Gilliam inside the 5. He punches it in for the touchdown, as Gilliam has really taken a back seat today to give Baron McFadden more playing time in his final game at home. And he makes it a 28-13 game. So Utah now down by 15. Here's a handoff, this time again to Dijon Stanley, and he picks up a gain of 10. That one puts him over 100 yards. And, man, it seems like every running back can run over 100. Here's a 3rd and 1. This time we stop him behind the line. Maxwell Odum on the tackle. They do bring in the kicker for a very long field goal, 54 yards, wide to the left. Now all we have to do with this 2-score lead is really just run the football, run the clock. Here is Gilliam with a nice carry. And a wide open hole. He picks up a gain of 15 yards. Jet sweep this time, getting it to Trey Allen. He puts the ball on the ground, and we do recover. But Allen's got to protect that ball a little better. 2nd and 3 now. Looks like a speed option to the right side. Hendricks cuts up and puts the ball on the ground. Picked up by Utah. 3 turnovers from Marshall today. And we find ourselves still up by 2 scores. We have not forced a turnover at all. I just want to mention that. But here is Isaac Wilson under pressure. It's Keyshawn Lamont who gets to the quarterback on that play, bringing it back to the 30 for a 3rd and 18. Here's a short throw. Going to be well short of the sticks that time. Chasen Clark only lets him get 6. 4th and 12. They have to go for it here. Here's a throw to left side. That's caught down the sideline, and that is going to be number 35 in coverage, Rayshawn Knight, who's playing on senior day, and he is not the most athletic cornerback. He gets burned. 2nd and 4 throw, this time to the end zone, and an open man in Utah will score and make it a one-score game. Isaac Wilson has yet to miss a pass today, by the way. He is 12 of 12. Here's a handoff by Gilliam, pushing the pile forward a little bit. 3rd and 4, Hendricks throws across the middle of the field. Trey Allen knows what to do. He catches it and falls down. He's got 5 for 96 today. Gilliam with the carry, and Utah calls another timeout. And you got to figure that one more first down will win this game. 3rd and 5. They send pressure. Here's a wide open Aiden Steinfeld. He falls down, and that will put us in the Big 12 championship. What a game by Marshall. It was a very simple game plan at that. We didn't want to do too much, especially having the new starter, DeAndre Hendricks, thrusted into the lineup. But we do get the big victory here. He did score 3 touchdowns, did turn the ball over 3 times as well. 17 of 21. So 4 of his incompletions were, 2 of them were interceptions, which is kind of funny. I tried to run the football with him. It really wasn't working, and I do worry about running the football. As you can see, he is fumble prone. He is also very, very injury prone. He's got like 79 injury, which is pretty low. So I definitely don't want to risk that and possibly risk being down another quarterback. So I definitely want to take it easy with kind of having more of a power spread offense. I definitely want to make sure that we play to his skill set, but don't try to do too much. So that's kind of why we kind of had that game plan. We definitely wanted to play it a little more safe because we're going to need a quarterback in order to play and continue this season. But Dejon Stanley went over 100 yards. Their quarterback did not miss a pass at all. Only 12 attempts, though. But we do punch our ticket into the Big 12 title game to face our rivals in West Virginia, who is on a little bit of a slide here. And I think this is a big week for West Virginia in specific because we are number 8 in the country. And West Virginia is all the way down at 13. If they would have won versus Iowa State, I would say win or lose, they would probably be in the playoff. But it seems like this is probably a must-win for them because they have 2 losses on the season. We obviously have 2 losses, but we're at number 8. So there's a possibility that even if we lose the conference championship, we could still be in the playoff. Who knows? I guess it depends on what that result ends up looking like. Here are the rest of the conference championships. How about this one? Oklahoma, Alabama, 2 versus 4. They're both going to be in. And then 1 versus 3, USC and Purdue. So I'm banking that all 4 of those teams will be in the playoff. And this is kind of what the bracket looks like right now. As you can see, we are the 3 seed as the highest qualifying, one of the 4 highest qualifying conference champions. But we need to win this game in order to get in my opinion. I think if we drop this game, we could be dropped out of the college football playoff. We'll see. I'm not really sure, though. We do get some recruiting news, and it's some big recruiting news. Quincy Daly, who was the dual threat quarterback out of Florida, ends up committing to Miami. He had a chance to possibly even be our starter at quarterback next year, depending on what he looked like. And then we miss out on Joey Hart. 2 Florida recruits end up going to Florida schools over Marshall. Joey Hart was a top 60 player in the country, 4-star. He was going to be probably a starter going into next season. I would have moved Jason Keener into that nickel position and had him as a starter, but we missed out on him. So that's going to do it for this episode as we hop into the Big 12 title game next episode. Can't wait. And it's a rivalry game. You don't want to miss that. Our 3rd meeting in this series versus West Virginia. We're 1-1 versus them. This time in a championship game. It should be fun. Hit subscribe. Hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.